objections on sales calls. That's what we're going to talk about on today's episode of Uncensored Sales TV. If you have not yet, tap the bell to subscribe so you never miss an episode. I am your host, Ryan Dowdy, sales coach. I help high-achieving women leave their 9-to-5 and build six-figure businesses by mastering their sales conversations and their mindset. And today we're going to talk about sales objections. How do we overcome those objections? The I need to think about it, I can't afford it, I'm not sure, I'm shopping around, all the different things that we hear during sales conversations. How do we handle those gracefully without trying to strong arm or muscle people into making decisions? So first things first, I want to talk about handling objections because people think that this happens in a vacuum, right? If I could just learn how to handle objections, then, whatever would happen, I would get clients. But it's actually handling objections starts during the discovery process of the sales conversation. I'm going to say that again. Handling objections starts in the discovery process of the sales conversation. Because the only way that I am able to successfully handle objections is if I have enough information to do so. Right? This is why I strongly encourage discovery calls, consults, sales calls when you're brand new to business so you can have a conversation. Right? Because if you're not having a conversation, if you're not learning enough about the ideal client, the problem that they have, why it's important for them to fix that problem, you're always going to have a hard time overcoming objections without sounding like you're trying to convince or talk them into or cajole in some way, which I know that you do not want to do. So overcoming objections actually starts at the beginning of the sales conversation, of having a productive sales conversation so you know exactly the problem that this person has, you know their goals, and you know why this is important to them. Okay? So what is their current situation? What are their goals? Why is achieving this goal important to them? Because once you have that information, then you are able to overcome objections in a much more conversational way where you're able to ask questions and use the information that you have already learned about them to have a productive conversation. Okay? So what does that sound like? So as soon as you get an objection, what I always recommend that you do is almost change your body language. If the person can see you, if you're on Zoom, if you're in person, literally just sit back in the chair and empathize, right? Hey, I understand, right? Because what they think is going to happen based on prior sales experience is you're going to try to jump down their throat. You're going to try to talk them into it. You're going to try to tell them all the reasons why they don't need to think about it. And so the first thing I want to do is throw in a pattern interrupt, right? Like, hey, I get it, right? I understand that it feels like you need more time to make this decision because now I've got them relaxed. Now they know that I'm not going to try to talk them into something. And so now I can ask a question. And I always like to ask for permission, again, because I don't want them to think that I'm trying to talk them into something. So sometimes that sounds something like, can I ask you a question? Do you see how whatever your solution is going to help you solve whatever problem that they told you that they have? Right? So do you see how this solution solves your problem? Because I need to know where is the disconnect, right? Like where are they not sold? Where are they not bought in? What more information do they need? What's going on here, right? Because I often find that objections typically, I don't want to say they're bogus, but oftentimes objections are just fear, right? Like I'm not certain that I'm going to get the result. Right? And so I want to know where is the uncertainty coming from? Is the uncertainty coming from you? You're afraid that you're not going to get the result, or is the uncertainty about me? You're not sure I'm the right person to get you the result that you want. Right? And so the first thing I'm trying to do is isolate that in the conversation. Right? I want to isolate that in the conversation by asking, do you see how this solution is going to get you the result that you want? Because now that I have that piece of information, I know what question to ask next. Notice all I'm doing is asking questions. I'm not trying to talk anybody into it, right? I'm using the information that they gave me in the discovery to ask questions. Because when they say, yes, I do see how this solution is the right solution, I just need some time to think about it. Okay, great. You told me in our earlier conversation that it was really important for you to solve this problem because of A, B, C, X, Y, Z, right? Is that still true? So let's talk about it. If this solution can get you, if my solution can solve your problem, and you said you want it, where is the disconnect? And then you're able to ask that question very specifically, right? You're not telling them, here's your disconnect and here's why, and here's all the reasons why you need to buy it from me, right? You're saying, hey, where's the disconnect? Because you feel like this is going to get you the results, and you told me that you have this problem and this is why it's important to you. So where is the disconnect in us moving forward together, right? And then when you're asking questions, then they're selling themselves. They're the ones talking. They're the ones explaining what's good or bad or whatever about the situation, right? And so instead of you being like, let me tell you why you need to take action right this very second, because that never elicits any positive emotion or any kind of certainty, right? I want them to tell me, why are you waiting? If you're confident that this solution can get you the result that you want, why are you waiting, right? Why do you need to think about it? What's going on here, right? So that's the first thing. If they say, I'm not 100% sure that this solution is going to solve my problem that I told you that I had, now we need to ask a different set of questions. What are you unsure about? Right? Again, I'm not telling you, but no, let me make you sure. No, that's not what we're doing. We're saying, what are you unsure about? Right? I want them to tell me in their words, and then I'm going to go back to what I learned in the discovery and say, okay, well, in our earlier conversation, you said A, B, C, X, Y, Z. Was that incorrect? Is that right? Has that changed? Right? And so now I'm just using the information that I've already gathered earlier on in the sales conversation to help them get to that point. And again, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I want to tell you, I'm teaching you right now how to overcome objections, but just not everybody's going to be a yes. Some sales conversations are a no, and that's okay. Nothing has gone wrong. You're not broken. It's not you. It's not your offer. It's not your pricing. Not everyone is going to be a yes. Okay, I want you to just go ahead and be okay with that right now. So if they're like, hey, I'm not sure this is the right solution for me, and you can't get them through asking questions to explain why or how or what they feel is missing from the solution, because either A, you forgot to tell them that was included in your solution, and sometimes that happens, right? You're human. Or your solution generally isn't the solution for them. And then it's your job as a business owner, as a salesperson, to say, hey, listen, you know what? Based on what you just shared with me, maybe this isn't the best solution for you. Like, that is the best way to gain trust with a new client is to tell them, or a potential client, the best way to get referrals and recommendations is to tell them, you know what? Maybe this is not the best fit for you. Maybe I'm not the right person for you, right? Like, that will instantly gain credibility, because it's not very often their salesperson says, hey, you know what? Maybe you're right. But it's a great way to build a relationship and get them to refer you to other people. So the first thing we do when we get the objection is we empathize, we ask for permission to ask a question, and then we ask them, do you see how this solution is going to get you the result that you told me that you wanted? But now I hope you understand why it's so important to do such a good discovery, to have such a good conversation, so you can help them determine from their information, from their viewpoint, from what they want to accomplish, why they should or should not move forward. And it's not you telling them why you're great, why you're amazing, why you're the best solution, why they should find money, right? I want them to make that realization, because remember, you only want hell yes clients. You do not want clients who are not excited about working with you. You do not want clients that you have to talk into saying yes, right? And I know that if you're just really brand new to business and you're desperate to get clients and you're really excited about getting clients, that feels like very counterintuitive. You're like, yes, right, I do want clients. But the only clients that are good clients, the clients that get you the experience that you need, and the referrals and the introductions and all the stuff that you need in your business, are hell yes clients that are excited to work with you, which is why when we're handling objections, all we're doing is asking questions and using that information to be able to help them make a decision. My only job is to help you make a decision, Mr. or Mrs. Client. Right? My job is to help you make a decision. If I'm not the right fit for you, that is okay. But we got in this conversation today. You have a very specific problem. You have a very, you want this specific solution. Let's talk through this together. And then they will open up and they will start to talk to you. And maybe they will tell you that they're afraid, or they're not sure, or it costs more than they thought it was going to cost. And they're embarrassed because they don't want to say that they can't afford it, right? There's a million different reasons why someone doesn't say yes. And it's my job during that objection handling process to ask questions to get them to feel comfortable revealing that information, not for me to try to talk them into doing something they're not comfortable doing. Okay, so let's recap. How do we overcome sales conversation or sales objections? Right, the first thing that we do is we empathize. I understand. Right, I want to give them a pattern interrupt. I want them to relax. I want them to know that I'm not going to try to talk them into anything. Right, and then we're going to ask a question. Do you see how what I just described to you as my exact solution is going to help you get the result that you said that you wanted? Because now I need to know, do I need to sell you on you, or do I need to sell you on me, right? So that's my first question. And then based on the answer to that question, I'm using the information that I learned in the discovery to continue to ask questions to get them to decide whether or not they want to work together. That, my friend, is how you overcome sales objections without being pushy, without being a weirdo, without talking people into working with you. If you are not yet hanging out with us on social media, you should be. You can join us on the Ambitious women entrepreneurs mastering sales skills community on Facebook, on Instagram at Uncensored Sales, on TikTok at Uncensored Sales. And if you have not yet downloaded our income producing activity checklist, you need to. It is a list of 15 different ways to start generating income in your business ASAP. And I'll see you in the next video.